Finally received.
Listen to him give it up a Wild Thing.
Oh, yeah. I would expect nothing less from our 225 audience.
The Lamar Dixon Expo Center is alive tonight. Here we go. The bell has rung, and it looks like Rhett the Threat is going to be starting things off with Simon Phillips in there.
2023 is underway for Pro Wrestling 225. Simon Phillips maybe was the X factor in Disobey being able to come back and regain tag team gold at Fright Night. Some would say, those doubters of Disobey, that it was the Dogs of War that imploded that cost them those titles. But if you ask Disobey, they earned those belts back.
I mean, it's hard to argue. I mean, Disobey, one of the most impressive tag teams I think we've ever had in Pro Wrestling 225, and it comes down to more than just what you see on the mat. Yes, they are incredibly talented, but it's how they think as a unit. They are perhaps the most intelligent tag team in Pro Wrestling 225.
It's going to be really interesting tonight as you see Simon Phillips gain the advantage now, control over that wrist and shoulder of Rhett the Threat. It's going to be really interesting to see, because there's such a cohesive unit in Disobey, all three members having WildThing as a new partner for the Cajun Outlaws. How will that affect their sort of tempo as a team?
Yeah, but you've got to remember as well that all three of those members of the tag team on the other side, WildThing and the Cajun Outlaws, all so experienced in the ring. So I think that plays into it as well. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right, Alexis. As Rhett the Threat almost was able to get Simon Phillips' shoulders on the mat, but it is a kick out at 2. One part of the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Champions. Rhett the Threat, a shoulder tackle there to Phillips, and he's going to go for the cover again, and it's a kick out just at 1. According to the official there, Rhett the Threat up and over. Simon Phillips now, look at that height.
He got here and takes him over. Rhett the Threat in firm control of Simon Phillips here in the early goings of this match. Wait a minute.
Really interesting here at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. This tag team championship showcase, it seems so evenly matched between Rhett and Simon Phillips right now, which makes a ton of sense. The caliber of these two teams that you see in the ring.
Yeah, I must say, just even thinking about this, I can't pick a winner.
It was almost Disobey right there. The backslide by Simon Phillips, almost enough to catch Rhett the Threat. Ooh, nice. Very, very quick.
But do not sell the Cajun Outlaws short. They are 3-time and current GSW Tag Team Champions. And they finally put that nail in the coffin of Michael White and the Crook Mob. And now they have their sights set on showing this crowd at Lamar Dixon Expo Center what a real tag team champion looks like.
And don't forget WildThing as well, another former tag team champion with the Dream Team.
Exactly right. And Rhett the Threat knows, because of that tag team experience, that he's sort of in that wrong corner now that JTM, nails the shoulder breaker onto Rhett the Threat. Shoulders down. It's a 2 count, but JTM holding control.
Absolutely, and we know that history with that shoulder of Rhett the Threat. Been injured more than once. And hard clothesline brings Rhett down, and this is what Disobey does so well.
Yeah,
controlling the pace.
I feel the last time we saw Rhett the Threat as well, I feel that he had the shoulder strap, so I hope he's taken the time to heal between then and now.
And in comes WildThing.
JTM wants nothing to do with WildThing. I think he got a tag there. I'm not entirely sure. It must have been a Brandon Collins who's now in the ring. The very silent, risen Brandon Collins, who takes the suplex cover. Not enough, but WildThing coming in all guns blazing here. No pun intended to the Cajun Outlaws.
Well, of course, WildThing has that history with Disobey, especially he had that incredible match with Brandon Collins back at Bases Loaded, where he was able to pick up the win.
That's exactly right. It was another great example of how Michael White was messing with WildThing all year long. He made WildThing wrestle again. That was where we saw the debut of Ryan Awesome, if you recall.
Absolutely.
So WildThing, definitely no stranger to Disobey, and in comes Rhett the Threat again.
Noting there that WildThing seems to have his back taped as well, so I hope he's not struggling with an injury of any kind.
Well, you heard about WildThing's bat, huh? Yeah, it was purchased by Saudi Arabia. That's why I didn't have it anymore.
I don't think that's true, Lane.
That's what I heard.
Who told you that?
Vladimir?
Yeah, there it is. Surprise, surprise.
That says it all. That says all I need to know.
Collins now whips Rhett the Threat across. Up and over. Here we go.
You know what a fan you are of Vlad. Landon.
Oh, man! What a satellite DDT.
That might do it. A kick out from Rhett the Threat, but what
How
a
did
DDT.
he kick out of that?
Wow.
That is the kind of action you can expect here from Pro Wrestling 225 and your Gulf State Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
And it's no secret. Listen, it's no secret that Brandon Collins is going to be undersized compared to almost all of his opponents. But what he lacks in size, he makes up for in resilience and the way he's got that quickness that sends him flying around the ring.
And just when you think he's been taken down, he still gets back up every time.
We saw it dozens of times last year, and it looks like this year will be no different. Collins now keeping Rhett the Threat in his own corner as Simon Phillips comes back in.
We talked about the amazing year that Disobey had in 2022, but it was not without its challenges.
Absolutely.
Disobey losing those tag team championships to the Dogs of War and then regaining them back at Fright Night. The Cajun Outlaws, former Pro Wrestling 225 tag team champions in their own right, they know just how difficult it can be to stay on top of the mountain, especially in such a stacked tag team division.
You know, when Simon Phillips returned, because after they won the gold, he wasn't there to help defend it. And so it was almost like, and I think this is a JTM quote, it was the prodigal son returning when Simon Phillips returned and they were able to regain tag team gold, and it looks like they haven't missed a beat, right? In comes JTM and some double team work here. Looks like they're going for a double suplex. Yes, planting Rhett the Threat in the center of the ring. Shoulders down, but a kick out from Rhett.
Disobey will be making their presence known at Super Gold 7, February 4th at the LM Lockhart Gym in Denham Springs, Louisiana. We sure hope to see all of you over there.
That's going to be such a great show. Oh, my God. Rhett the Threat backdropped into the ropes.
He launched him.
Certainly did, and now
Disobey showing disregard for the body of Rhett the Threat.
May have given Simon Phillips a couple ideas there.
No
Disregard
kidding.
And disrespect.
You talked about that injured shoulder, perhaps. That certainly couldn't have helped.
Killer Shane trying to get this crowd back into this thing behind Rhett the Threat. But, of course, Simon Phillips disrupting the tag opportunity. Killer Shane was a little bit too far to make the tag there.
Not surprising that Simon Phillips targets WildThing with that cheap shot and not Killer Shane. Now here we go. Dangerous territory. Rhett the Threat sitting on the top rope. Simon Phillips follows. This is not going to be good. Ooh.
Oh, man, and a hard.
Look at this creativity from Rhett. Oh, drop kick from the middle rope. And this could be the separation Rhett needs. Can he make it to the corner and get to Killer Shane?
He has to make that tag.
What a tag team championship showcase we are having here to kick off Friday the 13th night fights.
And both men struggling to get to their feet after this. Georgie doing his 10 count.
You can tell how bad Disobey knows they need a tag. In comes JTM, and there it is. Killer Shane is tagged in the match. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Brandon Collins.
Just ripped Brandon Collins in half.
Running through Disobey.
Up and over goes the prodigal son.
Simon Phillips crashes hard on the outside.
Killer Shane standing tall.
Look at this.
Man, cleared house.
Man, I have missed seeing the Cajun Outlaws. Now he's going to take it to the outside. Try and get this thing back in the ring. You can only win it in the ring.
It's absolutely right. Jordy trying to get control here, but this is what we talked about. We said it would be a challenge with all 6 men. They're in dangerous position up there in between the ramp and the ring.
Yeah, and
God,
JTM trying to get control and bring them back into the ring as well.
JTM just laying in shots. The aggression from this team is just something I've never seen.
Brandon Collins off the ramp. But I think Killer Shane caught him.
Wait a minute, keep your eyes on Simon Phillips.
Oh!
Absolutely incredible.
Simon Phillips, a flip senton from the top all the way to the floor.
Is he alive? Somebody check a pulse.
I don't know. I can't see anyone from here.
All men are down.
Jordy's got to get control of this thing.
What a moment. Goodness
First
gracious.
of all, needs to check that they're okay.
Right.
This is the first match on the card tonight, guys.
Looks like
WildThing's back to his feet.
Yeah,
Yep.
WildThing's made it to his feet. Checking on everyone else here.
And Rhett the Threat.
JTM gets into the ring, laying their bodies on the line for the crowd here at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center.
Man, it looks like JTM is in dire straits here. Rhett's making it back in.
Looks like maybe some medical attention. Maybe a ringside doctor has been out there, maybe to check on Killer Shane, it looks like.
We certainly hope everything's okay there. Man, Killer Shane, an incredible athlete.
No doubt about it. But here we got Rhett the Threat and JTM. Looks like he caught JTM right in the mush there. They seem to be the two legal men here.
And look at this.
Going for
it. DDT. And that's got to be it. But wait a minute.
Can he go for the pin?
Brandon Collins from the top.
The Risen 5-star.
I think Brandon Collins might have hurt himself just as much as Rhett there. And in comes WildThing.
Here we go. Wild Style. The cover.
And that's it.
How about that?
An absolutely incredible tag team showcase to kick off. Oh, hey, the first of many champions we're going to see in action tonight.
I know. And what a way to start our Friday the 13th night fights. I got it right.
And how important was it for WildThing to start 2023 off with a win?
Oh, absolutely.
What a 6-man contest. But guys, there is so much more coming to you tonight.